Probably this isn't quite what he expected, but two women will appear. They are lowest ranked Templars. They are armed. Um, they each have a psionic enhancing gem on a headband, and they look like they can handle themselves. And they appear, and one of them says, "You, where's your registration with House Shum for purchasing slaves?" And of course, Palik presents what is a perfectly legitimate, totally, up to date, certified.
Is it the Doctor Who thing? Wherever he opens it, it looks like whatever the other person thing? Or
This is part of the psionic disguise.
Okay.
Right. Basically, this is a fake that he's passing off on them. But he's trying to do it to Templars.
Yeah.
Which is, which is pushing it. And he says, of course, I am just a foreigner. But I made sure to register. And so the one, is now looking at you. And of course, you're pretty difficult to read.
Yeah.
Right. And she says, what desert nest did you dredge up this castaway? Because you still look a little off.
Yes.
Right?
And he's not speaking either.
Yeah. And so the basically saying it to Palik, basically disrespecting his bodyguard.
There.
Yeah.
Hold the desert. Say another word. I dare you.
And so the question is whether your shields will hold.
Open the door.
Your psionic shields will hold against their psionic scrutiny.
How many does he get?
Does being a striking hold with psionics?
Sadly, yes.
Sadly.
4. Let's go.
3, so you get 3.
3 plus.
Plus 13.
Yes.
So 4.
There you go.
And then, should I use cool or not?
5 is good.
5 is good statistically.
Can I borrow dice?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
That's not good for Polly.
Okay, so you lose the pool die.
Yes.
And so so therefore the one basically the two of you have taken a deep dislike to each other, right? The two, the one Templar and you, and that flares into kind of a psionic burst between the two of you, so basically she's trying to kind of drop you in your tracks with a disciplinary strike, and you're defending, and so this psionics flares in front of you. Unfortunately, that drops the disguise, or rather it weakens the disguise so that the other one can suddenly realize that this is a fake, a phantasm of some kind that Pali can throw up. And she basically, the first one, lets out kind of a formal, it's a scream, but it's like a trained scream noise that they use, which basically tells everybody in this vicinity, do not interfere, police action, sit down, shut up, go away in whatever order you want.
Axel has no clue about that.
Right.
I understand.
So
it's looking annoyed at the screaming.
Yeah. And so it's basically almost like the siren, right?
Yeah.
The noise of a car. And so they are basically, and she'll let that out and is now going to basically say or determine to Palik that he should, be arrested. In the meantime, the two of you are stumbling apart from one another, right, from an abortive, psionic attack and defense.
I asked Polly through Leah, what should I do? Or what do you want me to do?
It's a good question. You're pretty recognizable if you kill them. Ideally, they need to be mind wiped. If not possible, then
Do I know how
Then
to
kill
wipe
them.
minds? I don't think I do know how to do that.
you've got basic psionics,
Yeah.
and he knows.
He knows.
Would it be easier if you were unconscious? To not.
Oh yes.
Okay, then I think I know what to do.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So yeah, basically, you guys are going to you're going to go into physical combat, to render them unconscious or otherwise defeat them, so that he can cleanse their minds.
where am I at the moment?
This is nowhere near.
We are in a
They're
different
You
completely
district.
you
different.
guys are here.
Yeah,
I am
they-
over here.
You guys are at
Okay,
the slave
so
market, and you guys are at the elf market.
Okay.
Completely
different places.
Okay.
No chance to interfere.
Yes.
We have no clue. It's
I
happening.
grabbed their head and slammed into the ground. Not hard enough to kill them,
Right.
but hard enough to do some damage.
That's right.
Take the breath out.
Right, and let's take a look at the Shadow Brides here in my little book, just to get a nice idea of the kind of weaponry. You will remember that Ashatra and was surprisingly physically competent, right? I mean, and this is why. Here they got, right, short swords, shadow bolts, yeah. Okay. So let's hold just a moment and go to what you guys are doing,
Alright.
because it's more fun to let you suffer for a bit before you roll. So,
I have the craving to steal.
I'm going to be asking questions and getting information because that's the important thing for me right now.
Right,
And I also have a feeling that somebody's hands are being twitchy, so probably provide some sort of, I don't know. At least this elf is not going to pay full attention to
right,
her
right.
potentially stealing stuff from around. Don't
Right.
try to steal from him. I
Right.
think that would be
Right. Well, Abuka is going to basically turn you over to Pivy.
Oh, we're not gonna continue talking with him. Okay.
No,
A different
he's
person.
kind of
Perfect.
he's kind of the tough enforcer type, right?
Oh,
Is
this
he
guy, there
not
you go.
tough though?
All you need is a whole bunch of our slingers from the
No,
roofs, and
but
you're tough enough.
I didn't even look at the slingers.
I know. But let's just say he looked confident and in his place. This is his.
Okay.
I wouldn't say he looked like a warrior. He just looked like.
I mean, he
Yeah,
might be
presence.
silent or whatever.
Yeah. But more importantly, Pivy is a much less
Pivy?
physically Pivyi, a much less physically impressive elf, but is
How
PV?
Pivyi.
The is it right? Or
Not quite. Where was I writing on everything?
you can write here.
You spelled it out, but I got confused. I wrote something and I this.
Also, English.
Oh, okay.
English is not very nice when it comes to this letter.
I.
Right? Well, the name of the letter is I.
Hmm?
Its pronunciation varies all
I
over the
know.
place, so it's difficult to.
What the fuck?
Yeah, P-I-V.
Ah,
Trying to say that in Swedish would be completely impossible.
PV.
P-V. Yeah.
PV.
PVE.
Yeah.
You can say it slowly. PVE. But PVE.
Yeah. Now.
So I told him that I need information about the arena, and he basically, okay, you can go and talk.
Yes,
about that.
exactly. Right. And so here, this is where I was talking about with all the bets going on and people talking about what is happening. And this guy basically looks at you and says, it's everything's ruined the Shawm is winning everything. Shawm's gladiators are winning everything. They are, well, what did he say that? Hold on. No, he would actually be a lot more positive. His statement is, uh, give up on betting, ordinary betting. The Shawm is winning everything, and they will keep winning everything. And they are going to, but the trouble is, it's going to, the people are betting less and less and less because it seems as though there's no reason to bet because it's clear what the outcomes are going to be. So he says, don't tell Drassad I said that, but just between you and me, and here he'll use like a slang word for elf, brother, something like that. He'll say, just between you and me, we are, it's I wouldn't bother betting. The betting's over until something gets done. But right now, we're making enough money through this another way. If you want to make money off of what's going on in the arena, you can help me with a little task. We are moving the stuff to House Shawm. You bring the latest doses to Drassad, and that's where you'll make money off of what's going on in the arena.
I say
I
that
love
sounds
that.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. Trixie, it all makes, all I can say is I'm pretty sure you figured it out already. But Trixie gets it. It's like, oh, they're dosing the gladiators in House Shawm with something bad, and that's making them win everything. And the elves, instead of making a killing on the bets, right?
Ruh is already thinking one step ahead. Like Trixie is like, oh, they are dosing the thing. What Ruh is thinking, like, yeah, we're gonna totally get that delivery, and we're gonna go to the arena, and we're gonna use that delivery to pump ourselves and beat the shit.
Okay, so
I am a bit strategic.
I see. Oh, you guys have the psionic link.
I think we have even had the same idea.
I see.
However,
I confess,
I
had not thought of that.
I will be
my
very
Trixie
poker
has-
face.
Yeah.
I have the stoic thing. I can even roll for it, and I'm gonna say that sounds like a really good deal. I do need some information though that maybe you can help me with.
Sure.
I know of a gladiator. I don't know if he's still alive, and I don't know who has his contract. But I'm interested to figure that out. Would you know who is still alive and fighting and so on?
Yeah, of course.
He's an elf, which I know is not very common, so you probably don't have that many. And he has a pretty big scar.
Oh, you are talking about and then it kind of gives you a look. He suddenly recognizes that it's the same tribe.
I don't know what sort of name they have him under, because probably he didn't give him his real one.
Right, who cares? Yeah.
I mean, we have our own names within the tribe. Nobody else knows that, so yeah. The world name and so I say, like, if you know him, is he still alive?
You're better off not doing what he did, because he tried to skim off of our current financial arrangements with House Shawm. And so in a negotiation, instead of being subjected to our justice here, which would ordinarily be the case, Abuk remanded him over to House Shaw.
Did the material make the people weaker or stronger?
This pumps up the fighters.
Okay.
He tried to steal?
Heroes.
Yeah.
As in he tried to steal?
Yeah. And he got caught. Which is not what, so it's like, yeah, of course he tried to steal. The problem is he would, yeah.
I thought no betray among elves, huh?
That's precisely the point, and this is what happens.
But why did you then give him to House Shaw?
Right. Right. He kind of looks, he says, it was better for everyone, which means.
Yeah, the Sky Singers.
Yeah.
It means the Sky Singers, he was from a different tribe. They
Yeah.
didn't care for him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say.
Which, in other words, they did break their own rule.
Wow, if
But
that's
if you make them, you can break them.
Apparently, yes.
If that's the case, then, and like I'm saying it in the way that like he didn't say, "Oh, but we broke our own rule,"
Right.
but I'm continuing the
Right,
conversation
the thought,
as
yes.
if I understand it. We're just not going to say the words aloud. If that's the case, and he gets reprieve from his duties to House Sham, his slate here with the Sky Singers would be clean then, right? Because he paid off. Or rather, there was no betrayal between the elves, so there is nothing to clean about.
He said, like, look, I recognize that.
What I was communicating is, I was trying to figure out, basically, if he returns to the Hill District, it will be clean slate between him and the Sky Singers.
He says, well, I don't think House Shom is going to be satisfied with anything except for his colorful fate in the arena. They're going to put him up against Kaba. And that's, Kaba is pretty busy right now. He's going to be dealing with that, who is it, that some merchant guy who just got arrested for something. He'll be executed tonight, and then your friend, because you have the same tribe, right? He says, you should just wave goodbye. The value to him, to them, no, the value, I will say that again. His value to House Shom is to die as spectacularly as possible. There is no other value to them.
I am going to say, and here I'm actually going to be using maybe, I don't know, threatening a little bit. Like, here I'm going to say, like, listen, brother, are you a Sky Singer or are you House Sham? Why are you telling me what their politics are? I'm asking about the Sky Singers' position on this.
He gets really defensive and will tell you, listen, I'm only giving you this job because if you screw it up, you're going to disappear and nobody will care from your shitty little tribes from wherever, or who knows what hole you both crawled out of.
Wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll kind of, that hole. So you don't lecture to us. You're strangers here. There are a dozen elves right now who will put sling stones through your skulls at a word from me.
I am not lecturing you. I'm trying to figure out that you shouldn't be telling me, when I'm asking you about the Sky Singer's position, you shouldn't be telling me what House Shom will do. Let me think about House Shom.
Right. So,
focus.
So this may or may not be a lethal kind of situation. He's bluffing to some extent. He's not as important as he thinks. But the point that I'm trying to get at is that you stung his pride because you're right. Yeah, they are bending over for House Sham. And I figured. And so his pride is stung. And so the question here, no, I don't think it's a role. I think that he'll basically say, if he comes back here, we will stand up for him. We would, he says,
It will be
our
peaceful.
honor will not be, I mean, never mind your implications. He says very defensively, right? Very defensively. Well, no, that's not possibly true, right? Listen, I gave you the chance for a good job. Let's do that. And if you have ideas about this gladiator, about this slave, and if those ideas might change a few bets, I think we might be able to get along.